So hey folks, welcome back to another video. It's RegGame here, and today we're talking about Dying Light 2. Has it been confirmed? Let's talk about it in today's video. If you've got any thoughts on it, let me hear them down below in the comment section. But I'm going to get started talking about Dying Light 2. I'm very excited because it's probably one of my favourite games to date, and it was just so popular, so you could definitely see them doing another one. So no, they haven't actually officially come out and said, bam, we're doing another Dying Light 2. They've basically sort of hinted at it very strongly to the point where you can't really deny that they're making another one. So basically what it is like a Eurogamer article, and they had an interview with some of the people at the studio making Dying Light. Obviously that's Techland, and they were saying they were making two games. One of them is sort of a secret game in development. They're not going to talk about it. And when they asked, is it Dying Light 2, he was kind of a bit like, can't say at the moment kind of thing, trying to keep it under wraps. But what I found was very interesting was the fact that when they were asked, will you do Dead Island again, because obviously Techland were the studio that originally made Dead Island, he said, no, we had to talk about it, but I think Dying Light and Dying Light 2 would be games which are, and then paused and stopped. And then someone else came in and said, the Dying Light brand is more important for us. So he literally said, Dying Light and Dying Light 2 is in, yes, we're going to make another one at some point. And then recently, you know, only this Christmas, we've got news about Dying Light Bad Blood. So I don't know specifically whether Dying Light Bad Blood is supposed to be Dying Light 2, but basically Bad Blood is like a sort of PvP, almost like PUBG or Fortnite. So it would be a nice little addition to the game, I think, but it's a sort of standalone game. So what I think they'll do is they'll have that as like a little separate game, and they said they'll be releasing it in 2018. So what I imagine they'll do is, obviously when the 10 pieces of DLC they've announced over this 12-month period, when these are released, and obviously that finishes this July, I assume shortly after that we'll then see Bad Blood, maybe in sort of August, September, or nearer to Christmas time, I don't know. But we'll see Bad Blood this year, and I'm hoping that's not Dying Light 2 as such, because it's only a sort of small standalone game in the Dying Light world. But what we really want to see is like another big game, Dying Light 2. When the studio head was talking about the games they were developing, they said that they imagine they'll be released within 3 years, and that's plausible because this was back in 2016, so 3 years makes it 2019, and if they release Dying Light Bad Blood in 2018 to tide us over, then by time 2019 comes out, we'll have Dying Light 2. So that's what I imagine will happen, and in which case, if it's late 2019, we won't see it until probably next year. Otherwise, I think it's quite plausible that we could actually see it at E3 this year. I say there's no doubt about it that we're going to be seeing Dying Light Bad Blood at E3, but we might also see a little taste of Dying Light 2 or something like that as well. What I thought was interesting though is sort of a little hint again that Dying Light 2 is coming, is the fact that if you go into the Dying Light Bad Blood page and you scroll down to the bottom to do with the FAQs, you'll see there's one question that says, where can I learn more about Dying Light Bad Blood? And they say, follow our Facebook, Twitter and YouTube channels to get the latest news on the Dying Light franchise, including announcements on Dying Light Bad Blood. So that's saying that the Dying Light game content, of which only part of it is Dying Light Bad Blood, but there's other new stuff that's coming. Now that could obviously just be referring to Dying Light 10 pieces of DLC over 12 months, but I would say there's a very, very high chance that also refers to Dying Light 2, but they're not going to sort of announce it yet. I would imagine by summertime this year, they might, if they don't announce anything at E3, they'll definitely probably do a teaser near the end of the year, but I don't know. And I'd imagine that they'll want to release Bad Blood shortly after that DLC period ends, and I'm assuming they'll do some interesting DLC pieces, like the better ones nearer towards July. And what I'd also say is that I would imagine that maybe there could be something that links to the game, so like you might have to do a challenge or something in the game which links to the next game, or Dying Light 2 as well. I don't know, so there's lots of interesting things here, and I don't know, what do you guys think? Are you excited for Dying Light 2? I'd imagine it would probably be coming out in 2019, and that we'll get Bad Blood in 2018 to tide us over. Now obviously it's a small thing, it's not a massive thing like Dying Light 2, but it's still something that I would definitely want to play, and it definitely sounds very interesting. So I don't know, leave your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section, and thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.